Okay, so it is 8:05 p.m. and it is Wednesday, February 2nd, and we are at the Agile Certification, the Shared Leadership Version live webinar. My name is Charlie. This is my contact information. Really, all you need is this, 845-629-6188. That's the quickest way to reach me. Website, charliespeaking.com, and the email is charlie@charliespeaking.com. Okay? So I know it's a little late. I know it's, it's Tuesday, not Wednesday. Sorry, tomorrow night is, there's another one of these and it'll be Wednesday. No, it's late. We will go as quickly as possible. I think there's a lot of opportunity here. I think this is going to be time well spent. I am going to share my screen, hopefully, and then we will begin. Some of the things I'll go through quickly, some maybe we'll dwell on, and we'll try to get in and out as quickly as possible. Just give me a second here. I hear thunder outside. I am in Cincinnati. Let's see, here we go. Nice, okay. Agile Certification, the Shared Leadership Version. So, of course, we are starting. So we're already past the first slide. Cool, right? Okay. All right, all kidding aside. Are you guys ready to lead, regardless of your job description? Are you ready? Actually leading, not just saying you're a leader, not just participating, but actually leading the way the Agile founders designed. And we'll go into that. We just, I want to plant that seed, right? Are you ready to lead? So what I'm going to try and do tonight is, share some special insights. At the end, okay? That's the deal, right? You stay till the end. I'll give out some really valuable stuff, and I'll make some offers to you guys regarding some of my training, okay? But net, the purpose of this webinar is basically to explain why we all need to be Agile certified if we're practicing Agile, not just say the Scrum Master. Very, very, very important. Okay, just about an hour we'll be in and out, okay? So the agenda, we'll talk a little bit about me after the introduction, what's the big news, and what will this do for me, and some takeaways. So let's go here, right? Agile is a faster, smarter, more efficient way to deliver. Think we know that, or we think we know that? Agile is less cumbersome, less administrative, and less status reporting. Okay, less. If this is not the case in your Agile organization, which oftentimes it is not, and I've been to several, then call me, okay? There's my number. We want to change that. We want to help your company. Not so much me, but you, okay? So I can share some tools and ideas and thoughts, and then you can lead that effort yourself. Just remember, it's faster, smarter, and more efficient. And if it's not happening, we need to change that. That's why I'm here. And again, there's my email, okay? charlie@charliespeaking.com. So Agile was born because of poor estimating. Let's face it. There was never any trust around the numbers. I've been, and I'll share later, man, I've been around since the 70s, and how many of the people I work for kept two sets of books, right? The estimates they provided and what they really wanted it done in. And so there was never any trust around the numbers, right? And then single threading down that SDLC path, as an example. So what are the developers, the ones doing the actual work, what are they doing during the front end planning and design stuff? What about the testers? What are they doing? I mean, okay, so yeah, on paper they're decked against other projects, right? Not really happening, okay? And then, so then what are the analysts doing when the developers are doing the construction? So net, this big bang implementation just becomes so complicated. It becomes so complicated, so chaotic, and so cost inefficient that as a result, okay, all the on-paper planning, SDLC nonsense, as a result, this, which we all know, right, becomes this chaotic mess. The coders end up doing design work, designers end up checking code, testers, they're there, but they're not there. Chaos. And when that happens, these happen. These are cuts, right? There's a little guy, that could be me, going through the hole. His days are numbered. This guy here is check marked, he's going to be tapped on the shoulder. And of course, somebody said to some senior guy, well, it's time to make some cuts. So he got out his scissor, he's making some cuts. All because of cost inefficiency. We could change that. So it annoys me, right, when we hear leadership, centers of excellence, best practice, blah, blah, blah. This occurs, okay? Chaos and cuts. And then we turn to vendors. And you know what? Before I go on, I'm a vendor. But I just wanted to say that. Is that leadership or sinking ship? Guys, IT budgets are bleeding money. And when IT budgets bleed money, that's our money. That's your money. That's your bonus money. That's your salary money. As a result of all this SDLC cost inefficiency. Vendors are booking cruises. Okay, I know because I was a vendor. I did. Here's something to take back tomorrow, okay? Dear leaders, vendors are for support. Vendors are temps, certainly not partners, okay? If you can at least take that message back to your company tomorrow, you're on the right track, okay? If vendors are filling roles as project managers and also as development resources on those projects they're managing, please tell me how that's not a conflict of interest, Mr. Compliance. Take that back tomorrow. There's my number if you want to talk about it. And there's my email if you want to send it. Your career is important, and now it's time to make your move. Okay? See? We're going to go up the ladder. You know, I say this because that's what I do, right? Most likely, you're the ones closest to and the ones doing the actual work. And your company needs you now more than ever. You know, I get so, I don't want to say angry because that's not politically correct, right? I get so disappointed with the bullying and the ambivalence and the missing the mark with Agile delivery that I'm tempted to start my own company. That's me. So I did, the Vision Up Group, okay? It's a consulting, coaching, and training company, just to share that, okay? But what do? I inspire teammates to lead, all teammates. This is the shared leadership version, all teammates, regardless of job description. I transform resources into partners. I bring testers into the development process. We'll talk about that a little bit. I measure value based on quality software delivered and not time logged against budgeted projects. Okay, very important. There we are. This is the long overdue career makeover you and your team and your company have been waiting for. So if you're ready to skyrocket, become a leader within your company and make the transition from resource to partner, it's a difference, you're in the right place. From resource, that's us yesterday, clicking away, to partner, that's tomorrow. Partner means people come over to us and say, what do you think about this? Big difference, not when is this going to be done. From resource to partner. Okay, so I will show you how to be a partner, how to ensure IT development is aligned with the business needs of your company. That's one. That's important. I will show you how to have an equal voice in the software development strategies of your company, an equal voice in the strategies, not the hands down coding, in the strategies. And also to ensure the balance between risk and compliance is safely maintained, right? Remember, I said if you have a vendor working as a PM and a vendor from the same company working as a developer on the PM's project, that's a conflict of interest, okay? We need to change that. We need to take risks, but we need to keep the balance, okay? That's why we're there. Oh, and there's one more. To save money via sound business decisions, and not by downsizing full-time employees. That's the easy way, right? This is the whole point here. We want to raise the bar. We want to become shared leaders, partners in the development process. And as a result, we'll have efficient delivery. We'll have less work because we'll validate and discard the waste because now we're leaders. The savings will be phenomenal, okay? Take this back too. Now that is leading. That's where we need to be. That's where our companies need us to be. And that is regardless of our job description, okay? Very important. So here's a little thing that I always say. Execute assigned tasks and you're a resource. Share in the success of your company and then you're a partner, right? So think about it. When the going gets tough and the company has to make cuts, who do you think goes first? The resources or the partners, right? I got your back. Very important. I guarantee your career will skyrocket once you start implementing these strategies. Guaranteed. Strategies? In the IT development, normally we get a new tool or we get a new methodology and we got to do best practice, and you know, where is our input for any of this, right? Anyway, these days, right, and I'm sure you guys know this, ITIL, SAFE, all this new stuff, it's all about doing more with less and delivering what's needed most next. These are the strategies partners practice, right? Think high. What's needed most next? That's a partner. Coming to work, logging in 40 hours, to all the projects you're decked on, nice and tight, not questioning because you really don't want to waste anybody's time. You just keep your head down and work as hard as you can. And you're good at it, of course. But these are strategies resources practice, okay? So we need that, at least blend that. We need a balance there, but we need to be confident enough to step out of this paradigm and try to go into the next one, right? And making sure what we're doing is actually aligning business and IT needs, right? Not just coding reports that may or may not be needed, okay? This is the shared leadership that we need, okay? And Agile is the best way to deliver. I'm convinced. Okay, but all of these new fancy names, ITIL, SAFE, Lean Delivery, it's all Agile, right? Continuous delivery, breaking your work down into small pockets, less cumbersome, less paperwork, okay? But stop for a second, okay? Because I don't think I'm telling anybody anything they don't know. So I know most are familiar with Agile. I know most are implementing via waterfall or some form of hybrid Agile. I know. I know most are saying, well, we're supposed to be Agile, but we're fragile. We're really not Agile because we're really waterfall. And some say, you know, we can call it whatever you want. You know, I was on a project, my last project. The tough PMO guy, vendor, said, you can call it whatever you want to call it, okay? Just do what I tell you. So go figure. But anyway, I get it, right? We're all playing with the same stacked deck. So what's the big news here? Big news, big news. The Agile certification that I'm preaching is a shared leadership partnership version, okay? It's a partnership. Nobody dictates work, right? In turn, we're all accountable, right? We're all accountable. This is where you want to be, right? This is that guy climbing up the stairs. Leadership is now shared leadership. Think about it, okay? Agile breaks away the hierarchy, creates self-managed teams, which means it's a shared leadership model. So we see it, we say it, we know it, let's live it. So this is the way the Agile founders designed it, right? So once I got it, okay, so as a developer, once I knew I was an equal part leader of the core Agile team, yeah, my career did skyrocket. It really did, because I was asking questions like, can you be a little more specific? I'm not really sure I understand what that means. Or is this work really needed? What happens the day after this is due if it's not done? I just need to know. I'm not questioning anything other than I want to validate the importance. So please explain that to me. I'm telling you guys, it happened so many times I lost count. When I presented that case, what oftentimes come back is, you know what, take it off your plate. We'll visit it in another project. Okay, unbelievable, unbelievable. So I have a say in what's being done, right? Of course, the other thing is, no, it needs to be done because it's compliance. You know, I get it. But it's okay to ask. I am a shared leadership expert with a presidential award to prove it, okay? Shared leadership is a faster, smarter, more efficient way to deliver scalable results that hold up over time and not delivered at the expense of others. You wear that label, you'll get the corner office. And practicing Agile, hello, promotes shared leadership. It's perfect. Problem is, there's an ambivalence out there. We've got people on Agile teams that they're just coming to work to work. They're missing the opportunity that's right there for them. And we have PMs that are Scrum Masters, and the whole thing, needs an intervention, okay? We need to starve this ambivalence and right now and replace it with shared leadership. Because what does that mean? That we not only have our own backs, each other's backs, the company's backs, also the PMO's back, right? They're in it too, so they get that benefit, right? It's a win-win. So, welcome. Just completed my opening statement. I've been in several agile environments, and every time it's the same thing. Always, always, always the same thing. Agile is not working as it should be, and now my mission is to fix it. And you guys can help. So, as you know, right, Charles A. Lobosco, co-founder of the Vision Up Group. I'm a shared leadership consultant, certified agile trainer and coach. And I repeat this over and over. Shared leadership is a faster, smarter, more efficient way to deliver results, and practicing agile promotes shared leadership. So here's another takeaway. If you're on an agile team and this is not how it's working, raise a flag, right? Your next retrospective, wherever it presents itself, raise the flag. Also, I'm a certified Scrum Master, product owner, and developer. I get it. I've worked in all of those roles as well. I came up through the development ranks, not through the PM ranks, okay? So not only am I an Agile coach and trainer, I'm also a certified Scrum Master, product owner, and Agile developer, okay? And as a result of all of that, now I'm an authorized training partner with VMEDU, an accredited international IT training company. Very important. VMEDU. So, just to validate this, right? I've had exposure and interaction with many groups, right? Scrum Alliance, of course, awesome, the big guys, right? Scrum Institute, excellent. Davis-based, independent, really, really good. And of course, IBM. Each one had their pluses, each had their misses, in my opinion, okay? But at the end of the day, I chose VM EDU for many, 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 many reasons, okay? Content, transparency, reality, and support, okay? Reality? So one of those agencies only has on-site training. Means you got to pack a suitcase, got to get in your car, you got to drive to the airport, you got to check in, you got to wait 2 hours, you got to stuff on the plane, you got to land, maybe switch planes, okay, you get it? Whereas VM EDU gets the reality, right? We do interactive training. We have, I'll hold it up in a minute. We have videos and content and workbooks equal to all of the others. I'll tell you, Agile is Agile, right? Content is content. So that's why all of the groups are good. The difference is, how is it blended? Well, one will say, if you're not on site, you're not Agile, so there you go, right? But it's, so reality, and of course support. They're really good. I have a PDF here, but it's, if you email me at the end, I'll send it. I don't want to waste our time, but basically it's bullets on who's using Scrum. I can answer that right now. Everyone, right? Why go Agile? I can answer that. It's faster, smarter, more efficient way, blah, 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 right? These guys are my partners now. So I do Scrum training, product owner training, and Agile developer training. But I really do believe Agile is a faster, smarter, more efficient way to deliver scalable results that hold up over time. And I say that from experience. I've been in several agile environments. I've worked as a developer. I've worked as a product owner, manager, also as a Scrum Master and a development manager. I've been there, right? And a coach, of course. Different places, different craziness. And there I am, hiding. Now I have a 90-second video here, and honestly, you can see it on my website. Okay, it's not about me. Just want to share with you guys that I am here. I am in it. This is something that I do, and it's something I'm proud of. Okay, so we'll skip it. I started my career in 1973. I've been in over 25 Fortune-ranked companies. Okay, hold on. How many of you guys out there were working in 1973 in, as they called it back then, data processing? Okay, so and I've been in over 25 and hopefully counting Fortune-ranked companies. But, okay, since I found Agile, and since I reinvented myself as an Agile practitioner, I've had some incredible aha moments. Okay, look. So, you know, at my age, with over 40 years, there's nothing like an aha moment, right? At this point in my career. And to have several, it's really unbelievable. So I'll just share a few. Number one, I've accomplished more in my career in the last 10 than in the first 30. My rebranding, reinventing of my day-to-day behavior skyrocketed my career. My company's stock was plummeting. I could say that, you know, I guess anybody could say that, but there were layoffs and downsizing, but I was skyrocketing. I was looked upon as a partner, no longer a resource. So, like I say, right, when the going gets tough, who goes first, the resources or the partners? So, you know, that was an aha moment. Think, act, do, work, present like a resource. Agile allows that. Number two, motive matters. During my research, I learned how motive matters. I learned that a common shared motive actually helped raise this nation. So, aha moment for me was, oops, hold on, sorry. Need a technician here. If an aligned motive can raise a nation, hello, imagine what it can do in the workplace. Number three, I established that motive with my team, within my team. It was common. Not put on paper, check the box, now this is your motive. No, we had to work at it. We had to earn it. It involved trust. I had to say things I wasn't supposed to gain their trust. They had to say what they normally wouldn't say to me to gain my trust. Once our productivity went through the roof, when that happened, I started getting money I never got before. And okay, so it occurred to me that there were some really good technicians around me, okay, top shelf, really good testers, really good everything. And they weren't getting anywhere near this type of bonus money. And I realized, because no matter how good you are in a salary, you're limited, right? When you start moving numbers around, like cutting your expenses 25% while increasing your productivity 25% because you eliminated X number of meaningless projects from your business, that is priceless, okay? And that's where you can get higher numbers, right? And again, I'll say, the Agile shared leadership model, is the way to go. Okay, so now, 2013, I left my big company that I was in for 10 years. Actually, I was downsized. Just real quick, I won't sidetrack, but as a result of the mortgage crisis, the entire portfolio of commercial real estate that we had was liquidated by orders of higher authorities. It was the right move. I was ready. I wasn't cut. I could have been put anywhere. I wanted to move on. I was ready for this. Since I left in 2013, I was able to secure 4 IT coaching contracts over the phone without any further interviewing, simply by sharing what we're talking about here. Okay, when can you start? Okay, tomorrow. Excellent. Priceless. So what are these strategies? What are we talking about? Hold on, let me go back one. Sorry. Yeah, what are these principles? Okay, so it's the motive, right? Motive matters. The motive has to be care, or as I describe in this acronym, courage to take action relevant to everyone. You have that motive and you instill it within your team, you'll be booking cruises. And if you see a vendor on there, ask him where he's working, and when you get back, tell that company. This is a win-win strategy, the CARE model. If you have a solution to a problem, a design, strategy, something, right? And you want, and you can deliver it or contribute to the delivery, but it will impact someone else, another group, another line of business, in a negative manner. Well, that group has to stay late because they're going to have to design the back end. My front end is really cool. If that's your solution, that doesn't work. You have to find another one, right? You have to get that group in, you have to sit together, and you have to collaborate. That's shared leadership, right? You got to say, here's what I developed. Here's how I think it's going to impact you guys. You guys got to help me out here, right? Because I don't want to do that. Shared leadership is my delivery model. It's not servant leadership like they say in all the Scrum training. It's not heroic leadership, aggressive leadership. Shared leadership. A group of individuals leading themselves regardless of their job description. Dwell on that a little bit. It's not running around like a chicken without a head. Who's the tiebreaker, who isn't? There are still titles, right, within the team, within the organization. But net, collaborating on the work and going through the day-to-day, a group of individuals leading themselves regardless of their job description, and your company is off to the races. And if I was a shareholder of that company, I'd be investing. Okay? Also known as self-managed teams, which is Agile. Again, just to beat to death, shared leadership is a faster, smarter, more efficient way to deliver. Simple. Aha, number 5. Practicing Agile promotes shared leadership. This was the match. It was like, where was I the last 40 years? Okay, so why are we here? Agile practice in corporate IT is broken. I'm here to fix it and grow your career in the process, right? Shared leadership, us working together. Okay, Agile practice in corporate is not working as well as it should. Now just, sit tight here, right? I'm not trying to start trouble. The PMO took this methodology hostage. The PMO only seems to utilize Scrum as the preferred Agile practice. The PMO has created Scrum Masters that are really project managers in disguise. Okay? Now here's the problemo. You really can't say they're wrong, right? They're doing the right thing on paper. SDLC, they have project managers, Agile, they have Scrum Masters. It's all being maintained in the PMO, so that's how they think, right? And unless we help them stand up as shared leaders and help them think better or out of the box, it's never going to change, right? That's the shared leadership version. How do we get there? In a minute. Are developers on your team, if you're doing Agile work right now, pulling their stories during planning, or are they being pushed via the Scrum Master? Joe, here, you do this. Sally, here, you do that. Are the stories low enough? Meaning, can we, as developers, immediately begin coding on a story, or do we have to first? Oh, so this is, I have to create a file. I have to have access. How am I going to send it? That's not ready. Okay, a PM doesn't know that. So if your Scrum Master is a PM, they're not going to drill down the readiness of a story. That's on us to help them say it's not ready. So are you delivering tested software every sprint? I was in Louisville, Kentucky. Never once did they deliver tested software at a sprint. They just carried it into the next sprint. But they were agile. But thought they were saving money. It was costing that was them, the budget bleeders. And the vendors were on the cruise ship. Okay, so if you are delivering software every sprint, where is it? Okay, can I see it? Where is it? Is the documentation? Are test cases being created? Is it test case within task, within story? Are your stand-ups 15 minutes or less? Is the burn down chart even looked at? Hold on, I might be getting away from everyone, but there's sprint zero definitions, retrospective opportunities, endless improvement opportunities. Agile is not working as well as it should. Where is the shared leadership? The PMO, the Scrum Master is driving it on paper. Agile is a touchy-feely methodology. And if the Scrum Master is truly a shared leader, a Scrum Master as the Agile founders designed, if we're lucky enough to have that person, and I've met plenty, the rest of the team still has to step up. It's not you. The Scrum Master can't have more enthusiasm than the developer, right? Or the product owner. We must have equal share. Equal share with planning, equal share with estimating, equal share of delivery accountability. All of us. Why is Scrum the go-to Agile practice most of the time? Who makes that decision? The PMO? You're developing software. The PMO can't tell us how to develop, right? They can still have an Agile practice or teams. They can be waterfall, but your specific core Agile team, between you guys, you're a business owner, product owner, you should decide, depending on the level of risk. If there is no backlog of work and you're putting stuff together on the fly, maybe XP. I'm not going to go into details, but there are other ways to deliver. Of course, when in doubt, go Scrum. But here we are. Why are the Scrum Masters the only ones certified? If that, but certainly, why only them? I've never been on a project, in all my several, where anyone else but me was certified. What if the whole core team is certified? Not only the Scrum Master, but the entire team. Think about that. You guys have the Scrum Master's back. The Scrum Master has the trust of the team. Okay, I mean, can't get any more common sense than this. If shared leadership is a faster, smarter, more efficient way to deliver scalable results with less risk that hold up over time and delivered not at the expense of others, and if practicing agile methodologies promote shared leadership, then we need the entire core team certified. By the way, hoopla aside, want a sprint status? Okay, developer, no need to even speak it. Just look at the burn down. Okay, and if there isn't one, mention that to Mr. or Mrs. Scrum Master, right? The burn down can be displayed in a tool wherever. It shows the status of the sprint. And this example here, which I'm not crazy about, it's 31-day sprint. And it shows you the progress day by day. Simple. That's all you need to know. Nobody needs a date when this is going to be done. When are you going to start on this? Here's the status. What we did at planning is what's planned. Day 31 of this sprint, everything that was planned is going to be done. That's all you need to know. If there's an issue, we will let you know. That's it. This is such a great, simple tool. If the core Agile team is certified as whole, all these red flags can be checked by each and every one of us. Okay, now let's see if I had some issues with this before. Bear with me. What do I mean by red flags? Pretty much everything we talked about. And this I will share with everyone afterwards if they send me an email. Blah, 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 blah. Here are some common Agile anti-patterns, and every red check is an opportunity. Is your stand-up going on forever? The burn-down chart being ignored? Scrum Master acting like a PM? Are developers silent, just doing what they're told? Waiting for tasks? Sprints not delivering? The team was instructed to implement 30-day sprints. I mean, who instructed that, right? Where no artifacts, no paperclip exercise. Now, I'm not going to go into agile training, right? But need versus need versus nice to have, not vetted in the story. Come on. Definition of ready. We hear definition of done, right? Definition of ready. These are things that you guys now, because you're certified, can eliminate. Each one of these, think about going from resource to partner, getting rid of wasteful work, saving the company tons of money, upping morale within the team. Hey. Because, so here's the deal, right? Excuse me. Here's my Agile developer certification, or here's my Agile product owner certification. Either I missed that day in training, but I wasn't aware that I had to provide completion dates on work that I was doing in a sprint, as an example, okay? So you could, shared leadership, you have equal weight now, okay? So that's really cool, right? I want to see if I can get back. So if you're certified, you can go after those red flags. In fact, what I do is, I don't even know. Let's see, hold on. Here we go. I start with my red flag analysis. I go through my checklist. I make sure I know what I'm up against, okay? If we're all certified, think of the pressure that would be off the PMO because you have their back too. We'll be transitioning from time-based project management to value-based delivery. It's another takeaway. We spend our lives entering time because it's decked against this project. You know how many times I was on a project where the PM said, okay, you need to start putting your time to this project because this one's out of money. I mean, what are we doing, right? We're delivering, now with Agile, we're delivering value. Okay, very important. This sprint, we're going to deliver this, okay? And this happens to represent what's needed most next by the business. So if I'm a business owner or senior, I can't wait for the sprint to end because I want to see what's needed most next, okay? I don't care that you manipulated your time so that it's covered. I care about the value, right? And I care about having partners in my organization, not resources. Imagine the workplace then. I mean, you know, I don't want to get emotional, but I love these. I love these two pictures, right? I just love them. So this picture with the two, the white statue could be a tester, and the red statue could be a developer. I mean, I just love it, right? Makes me teary-eyed. So how do we do this? Remember moment number 5, and I think it was practicing Agile, right? Practicing Agile. The entire team needs to be certified, okay? So now, developers, I'm talking to you guys only. You guys need to own certain aspects of the work, not the Scrum Master, not the product owner. You guys need to own definition of ready. You guys need to own definition of documentation. You guys need to own definition of code deployment, including code identification, like if we had to back out a sprint from 2 months ago, you can select all that code and just pull it, right? You guys need to make sure that when the story is selected or needed by the product owner, that you can start coding right away, not have to do any design work, right? Very, very important. If you're developer certified, none of that gets through unless you approve it. So product owners, now I'm talking to you guys. First off, you're not users, you're product owners. Big difference. And a product owner is part of the core team, okay? So like on my last project, when the Scrum Master, the PMO says to me, the Scrum Master, be careful what you say around the product owner because he's not one of us. And I want to know what he's saying. Now, that's a red flag, right? That's a red flag for sure. Not on the product owner. He's my teammate. The product owner is my teammate. We're core team members. It's a red flag on my other guy, my PMO. This is not Agile, right? The product owner is Agile certified as a product owner. He will know if there's shenanigans. He will say to the Scrum Master, come on, help me out here, right? Also, as a product owner, I'm sitting around, I select the stories, planning is going on, planning of a sprint. If I don't hear the chatter that I need to hear, if I don't look in the eyes of the developers and make sure they're understanding what they're doing, I need to raise a flag. Not against them, but for them, right? I have their backs. Are we sure we understand this story? Because believe me, I remember when I wrote it, you know, I mean, we have criteria for stories too when we go through training. Okay, so you get it? And also, I know the burn down myself. I see it, and I'm saying, I see us below the line, and we only have 3 days left. You're part of the core team. Scrum Masters, is there a buzz of activity? Is the team going slow enough so that we can actually validate quality? Are you giving the team space to work during the sprint? I mean, I don't mean physical space, I mean air. Are you trusting the burn down? Are you looking at the burn down? Are you constantly working with the product owner to keep the stories groomed that are in front of us still to be done? Do you trust to community size, meaning when your developers do estimates, bring others into the room and have them participate? If you're pulling your guys out and having them into some of these story grooming sessions away from their sprint work, if they're developers, have you taken out those hours during planning ahead of time, right? I mean, so many things as a Scrum Master. So yeah, you could be Scrum certified. I still recommend going through the shared leadership version, okay? So, okay, testers, right? Now first off, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna throw out the word tester, and a tester is now a developer, okay? Then I'm gonna go through the bullets and I'll come back, okay? Testers, are you involved? Are you validating story testability during sprint planning? Not when it gets moved to QA, during sprint planning. Are there test cases? Are you a testing resource or a development partner? So you have your development certificate and you say, wait. If we can't determine how that story is going to be tested right now, we got to pull it. They'll be like, wait a minute, are you a tester? What am I missing? Right, I'm a tester, okay? If we can't validate testability right now during planning, we got to pull the story. So now, hold on. All these other Agile experts will jump up and down, knock the earth off its axis and say, excuse me, testers are not part of the core development team. Oh, I'm sorry, did you think they were testers? Because I eliminated that word now. Now they're developers. Same job, same role, they're developers. They're part of the development team that's delivering tested software every sprint. Okay, testers are now developers. So take that back, but I recommend when you take that back, you put on a helmet, okay? But it's very important. You know how much double testing is being done when we're doing sprints and everything is tested and then somehow it rolls up to QA, which is, I guess it has to if it's a waterfall, and it gets retested. Hey. So we're supposed to be saving money, but we're blowing it on double testing. I'm telling you guys, testers need to be part of the core team as developers. Want to talk about that, call me. This is a huge shift, I get it. Talked about this last night. Rome wasn't built in a day, it's going to take some time. But even in Rome, on day one, there was some construction. They had, I don't know, they had some sand, right, and some bags or something, right? So that means you can start today, right now. Right now. So I have my link for my Agile training. So maybe I'll blow through the rest of the slides and then we'll come back to this. But you can make a difference. So this is not just learning the mechanics, right? You're going back now as a partner with the mechanics, okay? So that's important. So what will this do for you immediately? The day after you're completed with your certificate, you will have empowerment, you will have relevance, and you will have partnership, right? You have empowerment because you can trust your certification that you have a little bit of merit now to be accountable for what you say. And you're promoting shared leadership, so even if you're off, wrong, misinformed, your guys are going to have your back and set you straight. Okay, so it's not about being right all the time. I'm telling you, when I'm working, the first thing I ask is, who here is certified? It's like tumbleweed. So that's what I know what I'm up against, right? Okay, so this sprint zero business, I call it, it's really critical, right? So I'm starting a new project or I'm coaching a project. And I said, let me see your sprint zero documentation or your pre-sprint rules documentation. I've yet ever to have somebody hand something to me, okay? I get a little yellow sticky. It says, well, we do definition of done. I mean, this is serious, right? If you guys become Agile certified, you go back and say, okay, we're a little late in the game. Let's prepare something like this right now, okay? So, you know, you want to define definition of done. Most of the times you have that, meets the acceptance criteria, whatever. Definition of ready. The story is ready for hands down coding. Definition of documentation. What is required? Definition of deployment. Is it going to production? Is it going to another test environment? Where's it going? What is the path? Where's the code identifier? Sprint, task, story, date on every line of code. You want to be a compliance example. Remember, you're a partner. Definition of points when we do estimating, sprint length, sprint perspective, which is my most valuable tool, which I'll share if you ask, and the sprint tools that may or may not be at your company. You know, there's many different ones. Does every person on the core team know how to use them? It's all in, before we even start, we need to get all this down, right? You know, developers and testers, but now they're developers. During sprint planning, we need to understand, we own definition of ready, and we own the commitment to the number of hours we're giving to this sprint. That's on us. So if I say I can commit, this is the paperclip exercise. If I say I can commit in a 2-week sprint, which is 80 hours, I have, I'm making this up, 58 hours dedicated to my job 100%. That means if Mr. Leader says, oh, come on, I need you to do something, you gotta say no. You can't say, I didn't get to it because I got sidetracked. No, this is the priority. Yes, there's emergencies, but net, you've gotta be able to defend your commitment. You're certified, you'll have that empowerment. Defining tasks, testable. Is it testable? What's the test case? Is it rolling up with previous sprints so that we do automatic regression? As testers, you start getting involved in the sprint at this level, you're a developer, okay? Trust me. Velocity, how much we're going to deliver, how fast. We need to own that together, right? So we're doing a stand-up. Today's a stand-up. First, 15-minute stand-up on how we're doing in the sprint. And as my example says here, it's day 5. We have a 10-day sprint. If it's day 5 and we're not halfway through the entire sprint, each and every one of the core team should be raising a flag, right? Scrum Master didn't say anything. We don't even look. We just keep working. No. Are we going to make this sprint or not? We should be halfway. We're halfway through. We should be halfway done. If we're not, we need to have an offline discussion or a meeting. Maybe we need overtime. Maybe we have to pull something. Let's find out. This is what partners do. Okay, so again, testers. Oh God, it's so important to have testers in the core team. I know the pattern is not to have testers, but developers, so we're renaming them, okay? I look at testers as safeties, like on a football team, the last line of defense between the software development and the customer. If I'm a developer, that's my guy. That guy has my back, right? Testers will save company money by no longer double testing if they're testing within a sprint. And when the tester is part of the core team, rename them as a developer if you have to. Project velocity will improve. Okay, so why shift from managed time to value-driven? Everything I just said. Number of hours does not map to successful project delivery. Okay, and value-driven promotes trust. Self-organized teams are trusted teams. Agile teams are self-organized teams. Perfect. Start by estimating stories and points, not hours. Okay, we don't want to get into the nitty-gritty of Agile training, but we want to go from time entry. Doesn't mean you don't enter time anymore, but it's not make-believe microsurgery. What you deliver is value. Okay, and finally, the path to certification. Go to visionout.com. Click the Click Here button and select the class that works for you. So my training is 2 days each. Scrum Master, Product Owner, Scrum Developer, 2 days, 2 days, 2 days, 9 to 5. Classes are live just like this. I do, of course, less screen sharing, more interaction. But we're live. You get a ton of information. You get videos downloaded and everything, plus the workbook that we do in class, plus all my personal stuff like the red flags and so on. Your certification exam is scheduled through VMEDU during training if you want. You can take it the next day, that night, whenever you want. That's all done online. Your exam is proctored live, so there'll be a guy in the box, just like me, making sure you're there and you're who you are. You validate your ID. I mean, this is top shelf stuff, okay? Very, very important. So that's what you do, okay? Become Agile certified in your role, regardless of your job description, and become a partner in the organization you chose to work for. Thank you. And so, once again, Charles A. Lobosco, visionout.com, Charlie at Charlie Speaking. Sorry about all the different names. That is who I am. I want to briefly go back to the let's discuss screen for my sign-in sheet. Let's see if this works. Okay, so charliespeaking.com, visionup.com, same website, okay? This is my training link. So Scrum Developer, Product Owner, Scrum Master. Click, 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 okay? I suggest everybody go. We'll pick the dates that work for you. I still have some left in Feb. The March stuff will be out there towards the end of the month. 845-629-6188. Go Agile and go forward. I think I'm done, guys. Don't go yet. I'm gonna stop share and come back and say thank you. I hope this worked. Call me. Let's collaborate. Let's make a difference. And have a great day tomorrow. Going to end the meeting. So thanks again. Take care.